current day. Tracks and points, but the cars are not. They're from 1998, when the racing was heavy and hard. Everyone had tobacco sponsors, and no one drove high to ride the rail. Back when it was all about raising hell, turning left and praising Dale. Shine and ready to the classic racing style, right to your guns new. You'll see drivers you remember that you love, and some that you love to hate. See, I was found gaming racing series NASCAR Heat 5 in 1998.
All right, back here with the NASCAR Heat 5 1998 mod regular season finale, folks. We have got Daytona on the menu. We are locked into the chase, so there's no doubt that we're going to be in the chase. So, or the playoffs, whatever you want to call it here, the chase for the playoffs. The chase playoff chase cup. Anyways, we're in. We could, depending on where we finish here, we could still pick up some spots in the standings. I didn't even practice. You're just going to go out there and go fast anyways, so I put it qualifying. I actually put it 35th, so 2 people are going to the back. A lot of stuff can happen here in this race. Really, the main thing that we're going to be keeping an eye on, aside from trying to win, is Mike Skinner and Ken Schrader are racing each other for the final playoff spot. Mike Skinner qualified 31st, and Ken Schrader qualified 18th. So Kenny is going to have the advantage early on. And again, if anybody random wins this race outside of the playoffs, they will qualify for the playoffs and kick both Skinner and Schrader out. So that could be a main point as well here. At the end of this race, we'll break down how all the bonus points work for extra points to start the playoffs, and basically how this 10-race playoff is going to look for people who aren't familiar with NASCAR or maybe not sure or haven't watched in a while or don't know how the playoffs go. We'll kind of break it down. We're going to do our own bonus points, but we're going to do the exact same playoff format after that. So stick around after the race. Hopefully we can get a good run or a win. A win would be great. We pick up some bonus points and get us ready for the playoffs. But the end of the regular season's here. Started this back in March. So pretty crazy to think that we're here now. Jeff Bodine on the pole, but he's in the playoffs. Mike Skinner going to the back. That's not good, Mike. And Ricky Craven failed technical inspection. He's going to the back as well. So here we go. Skinner has to go to the back. So Schrader with the advantage. Will a random person win and knock both of them out? Or will Ken Schrader race his way in? Find out in 13 laps. Of course, super speedways like this, drafting ever so important. You want to be close to that person in front of you. You really want the person behind you to be close to get that push through the corner and down the stretch.
Careful, still there. Car outside.
We really had a hard time getting going in the very first Daytona race, race number 1 of the season. Took us a while to really start working our way through the field. And we didn't exactly qualify well here today, 33rd. I was kind of hoping for something a little bit higher up.
Still there. Careful, still there. Stay low, stay low.
Boogity boogity, Daryl.
Stay low, stay low. You got room, you're clear. Car on the outside now. Car high, careful.
Dave Marcus. We had a heck of a run going at Talladega. I have not taken my foot off the gas one time yet.
Careful. Still there. Still there.
There he is, Ken Schrader, the man trying to race his way into the playoffs today. Going to need a good run. Going to need Mike Skinner to struggle.
Stay on the bottom.
And going to need somebody random to not win this race. Or somebody outside of the playoffs to not win this race.
Careful. Still there.
I don't want to be the guy that does something to Ken Schrader, so... First time I've let off the gas today. But Brett Bodine says, no, sir, we are going. And go we shall.
Careful. Still there. Stay on the bottom.
Jarrett's a guy that we are racing for points position, potentially.
Hold your line, driver.
I want nothing to do with being in the middle right there.
I need 10 more.
We'll let off the gas a little bit. We'll come back here. I see Rusty Wallace peeking out.
Careful. Still there.
He's trying to push his way through.
All right. You're clear there. Top 3. Use it if you need it.
Ernie Irvin out front, and he won Daytona to start the season.
Careful. Still there.
Okay.
Careful. Still there.
Michael Waltrip getting a little loose in front of us.
Careful. Still there.
Jimmy Spencer farting around up here.
Stay low. Stay low. Still there.
And could Mr. Excitement
Still there.
race his way into the field?
Stay on the bottom here.
Could Mikey Waltrip race his way in? He's outside the playoffs.
Hold your line. Got one outside now.
Pull me up there, Ricky.
Clear low. Clear low. Stay low. Stay
You
low.
know, we're out in front of Rusty and Jarrett. I think we're kind of... I'm fine just kind of running around up here, but
Careful. Still there.
being halfway through this race now.
Stay low. Stay low.
I really have no desire to lead here, to be honest.
Got a car low now. Clear low, bud.
But we're really fighting this thing. Once we get those bump drafts like that, it is hard to
All clear up top there.
keep it under us. Mike wants to go. Will Michael Waltrip win this race and race his way into the playoffs? Of course, we have no idea where Ken Schrader or Mike Skinner are back there.
5 to go. You got this.
And now here comes Bobby Labonte. And he puts it right on our bumper. I'm not going to go to the lead, guys. I'm just going to follow Ricky Rudd around here. We'll try and protect the bottom and then make our move on the last lap if we need to. I know that's a ways away, so a little boring, but with everything that's on the line, as far as bonus points and us being as low as 10th and as high as 5th in the points, just seems like the right thing to do here. Well, we really can't tell when we're clear of him and when we're not. Three to go at the line. 8.5 miles or something. Got a little loose there. I think Dale could have went around us if he wanted to. Just got down on the apron trying not to hit Ricky here. And this pack, all 40 cars packed right in on top of one another. Oh boy. This is not what we wanted. I just didn't want to be up high. Of course, pushing Ricky Rudd to... Oh no! Schrader up to 7th. Rusty 6th. Dale Jarrett 10th. Those are the guys we're racing. We're not going to pit here. This is going to be a green-white checker.
All right, now. Be smart out there. Going green. Almost ready now. Two to go, driver. All right, you're clear there.
I forgot to look and see in the top 10 anybody that could win and get in.
Hold your line, got one inside. All clear.
I'm going to run from the 18 here.
Inside. You got
Woo!
it. You're clear there.
What a run from Bodine. He probably could have snuck it in there
One peek it
and
inside.
spun me. Now Bodine going to be pushed to the lead by Ricky Rudd. Ken Schrader's up here as well. And the bottom line is pushing. Oh my goodness. Bobby Labonte puts it up on our butt trying to get us to go. Will Jeff Bodine win this race? Can Ken Schrader get pushed?
Say hi, say hi.
Ken Schrader there in second. We're going to have a bird's eye view for it. Ernie Irvin trying to push Ken Schrader to a win here on the final lap. Can Schrader pull even with Bodine? He's not. Jeff Bodine going to get the win, and Schrader's going to finish second. Will it be enough to get this win? And we go from 1st to 7th on the restart. Just got railroaded on the inside. A little disappointing, not going to lie, but a fun finish nonetheless. Well, let's see what the Daytona results are. Let's check out what happened here. All right, here's the results for Daytona, the final regular season race. Jeff Bodine takes home the win. Ken Schrader in second. Best finish of the season for Jimmy Spencer, Dick Trickle, and Jeremy Mayfield. All right there in the top 10. We finished 7th. Took that last restart first and still wound up not able to finish it out there. Tough one for us. We could have used the bonus points, as we'll see in due time. Rusty Wallace, Dale Jarrett, 12th and 15th. Two guys we were racing real close with. Mark Martin, Terry Labonte, Dale Earnhardt. Guys who were up front near the end. Not sure what happened. 17th, 18th, and 19th. Bobby Hamilton, 15th, limping into the chase. Jeff Burton, 29th. That had ramifications as well. You'll see that. Mike Skinner, 32nd. I don't think that's going to be enough to get it done. We had a good run with Brett Bodine coming up through the field. He falls back to 33rd. Bill Elliott also limping into the playoffs at this time. And Ward Burton finishing 39th. He might have been the one that had the caution trouble. We had the fastest lap and the most laps led. That's going to be a big deal as well. Let's take a look at just how the final regular season points ended. Ken Schrader got in. In fact, he smacked Mike Skinner and almost caught Bobby Hamilton, who was struggling near the end there. And yeah, coming in, I forgot that coming into today, Terry Labonte and Dale Earnhardt were tied. Labonte nips him 18th and 19th, and that winds up being a 1-point difference. You'll see why that's a big deal going forward. Rusty Wallace, Dale Jarrett wind up being tied. We pass Rusty Wallace, Dale Jarrett, and Jeff Burton. We get all the way up to 5th in the points. That is huge for us. Gives us all kinds of leeway we can work with, and just kind of really, really, really good for us. So that's going to be how this plays out. Let's take a look at how the playoff bonus points and how it works. So standard, everyone's going to start with 5,000 points. First through 16th or whatever it wound up being. Yeah, it's going to be 5 points. So Ken Schrader's going to have 5,000 points. Right in front of him, Bobby Hamilton's going to have 5,003. So that's going to be 3 points between each position. And as it works out, just with that alone, the standard, everyone starts with 5,000 points, 3 points between each of them. This is how it looks. All right, so this is how it played out. Jeff Gordon, first overall with 50-45. Bobby Labonte 50-42, and then all the way down. So Terry Labonte got that 3 points for being ahead. Rusty Wallace got the 3 points for having more wins than Dale Jarrett. And so yeah, Jeff Gordon just 45 points ahead of Ken Schrader. That's just with the standard points, no additional points added yet. Now the bonus points, the regular season champ Jeff Gordon, he gets 15 points. That's just like real life. We don't have stages in this, so what I did is I awarded bonus points for wins, and instead of giving out stage points, I gave 3 points for a top 5, 2 points for a top 10, and 1 point for a top 20. Now I want to talk about this real quick. So I didn't let them overlap. So if you got a win, you do not get credit for that win and a top 5, and a top 10, and a top 20, okay? You get credit for, if you finish 8th, you get credit for a top 10, not for a top 10 and a top 20. So you just get the 2 points. So basically, the more top 5s you had, the better off you were, but you do not get to double dip your finishes. So a win in this theory is not worth 16 points. A win is only worth 10. A third place finish is only worth 3 points, not 6 points. So that's how I figured that out. So that way it didn't get too far away from one another. And now with that in mind, let's go ahead and take a look. After all of that was added in, this is what the playoff point standings will look like. Jeff Gordon will take over. I think I moved my camera out of the way here. To the other side. Whoa. Let me look back over my... Jeff Gordon will take over. I'm looking the wrong way. Jeff Gordon will take over. Oh, Jeff Gordon had the lead already, so he's going to go ahead and continue to lead. And he's going to have a pretty good lead there. 51-91. Bobby Labonte, 51-39. We are going to be tied with Dale Earnhardt, 51-04. Us having wins and Terry Labonte not having wins drops him from 3rd in the standings down to 6th in the standings. So a rough one for Terry not getting a win. He actually winds up being behind Jeff Burton to start the playoffs. So, you know, us going from us going from basically 8th up to 5th, and having those 2 bonus points kind of allowed us to get here. We've had a really good stretch here: 7th, 8th, 4th, 7th, 7th. So I feel pretty good about that to get us in there, to get us into the playoffs there. So I like that. We're gonna start a long ways behind Gordon. So I think this I think this championship is Jeff Gordon's to lose. He's got such a huge advantage. He had 9 wins, and then he got the bonus points for being the regular season leader as well. So we got some work to do. Thankfully, we have a really good cushion over the lower levels. Now, if you're new to NASCAR, this is how the playoffs work. So in this, there's the round of 16, the round of 12, the round of 8, and the championship. There are 10 races left in this season. For the next 3 races, all 16 of these drivers are going to be taking on one another, basically. The points are going to be exactly the same. 1 bonus point for the fastest lap, 1 bonus point for the most laps led, and then the standard point format throughout. And at the very end of the round of 16, we kick out the 4 lowest. So if it ended right now, it would be Bodine, Elliott, Hamilton, and Schrader would be kicked out, and then we move on to the top 12 in points going forward. And then after 3 races there, we get down to 8, 3 races down to 4, and then the final race with 4 people left. Whoever finishes the highest in that final race at Phoenix winds up taking home the championship. So that's going to be how we play it out. I need to take a look. I know I might get some hate, or not hate, but some correction in the comments. I don't know if the points reset after each elimination. I think they do, so we'll have to take a look at that. But we got 3 races in due time. The playoffs, round of 16. So we have 3 races in this next round coming up. It's going to be Darlington, and then the Enjoy Illinois 300. I have to figure out where that's at. And then Bristol is going to be the last race on that schedule. Oh, yeah, okay. So the Enjoy Illinois 300, that's St. Louis. That's right. So the Enjoy Illinois 300 will be St. Louis. So we'll have Darlington, St. Louis, and Bristol to start this one out. The bottom 4 will be eliminated after those 3 races, and then we'll move on to the next set of the playoffs. So this is it. These are your 16 cars in. Ken Schrader races his way in. Mike Skinner, Ricky Craven, those guys out. Johnny Benson, they're just racing for pride at this point. So this is it. Looking forward to what might come of this. It's kind of funny, if you want to stick around here for a second, going back to this and how the bonus points played out. Some guys had crazy amounts. Like Jeff Gordon had 20 top 5s and 23 top 10s. So basically what that means is he finished 6 through 10 3 times all season. Whereas Bobby Labonte had 13 top 5s and 23 top 10s, which means he finished 6 through 10 times throughout the course of the season. So that kind of changed how many bonus points they wound up getting. Of course, Terry Labonte not having any wins, that really did hurt him because those wins gave out so many bonus points. But, once you, the cream rises to the top. All these guys here that got wins and raced well, they're the ones that are up there in the playoff points. So, yeah. Oh, another thing, if you get a win in the round that you're in, you automatically transfer on. So Ken Schrader, who is in last place now, could win Darlington next week, and he would automatically move into the next round of 12, no matter where he finishes with the points. So that's kind of something, too. I'll touch on that for those that might have already left at the beginning of next week's video. But, yeah, we're in. We're here. The playoffs start now. 10 races to go. Let's see if we can bring home a championship. Remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Just enjoy your YouTube experience. We'll see you next week for the start of the playoffs right here in the NASCAR Heat 5 1998 mod on Allen Farm Gaming. Thanks for watching.